So I got this hair roller. I actually got a few of them. And I realized that what I'm missing, I think, is I need one of those clips that holds it on my head because this is not how it's supposed to be. Anyways, let's see the results. It really hasn't even been in there that long. Something went wrong. Something went significantly wrong. Anyways, I have a job interview today. So this energy that's happening needs to fix itself. Okay, wait, it's kind of fine down here. I don't know. If this hair shows up on your screen, would you hire her? The interview is in about 45 minutes. And I prepped like questions or answers, I guess, but it's just been so long since I've done an interview. And if you remember last week when I talked about this one, I'm really just not that stressed for because I've kind of reached a point where it's like, if a job is a great fit, awesome, sounds good. And if it's not, okay, like thank you, next. And so it's been a really long time since I've done an interview, and by that I mean probably about a year that I've done an interview for anything at all. And so I kind of feel like this will just get my like juices flowing again. And the reason that I feel like I'm not getting this job, the reason that I feel like that is because in the job listing it said minimum 3 years post-grad experience, and I have not graduated. But they called me and asked to set up an interview, so like that's why I always say just like apply, because let them tell you no instead of like you tell yourself no. Regardless, it is an interview. It is a job that I think I would like I would succeed in or think is good. I think. Guess we'll see too how the interview even goes, because what if we do it and like they're not a good fit for me? I don't know. I can't tell how much of this is like me actually not being anxious and how much of this is me trying to convince myself that I'm not anxious. I do have 39 minutes still, so I'm gonna put away some laundry because that's all I ever do is put away laundry. It seems like there's always laundry. Somehow I'm always wearing clothes that then get dirty and then I need to wash them. Crazy how that happens. Today's Tuesday, by the way, if that wasn't obvious, if you're not a subscriber and don't know my routine. Yesterday was Monday, meaning I went into my internship. Good day, relatively busy, but like nothing, I got all the work done. So it wasn't stressful. It wasn't like letting balls drop. It just was a little bit busy. I intern in jail, if you're new here. Getting my social work degree, my master's of social work, but I do not have 3 years post-grad experience yet. Just come May, I will have that master's. Can someone tell me how these work? I always see people have them and I always think they look cool. I don't know if I put too much hair and that's why it couldn't hold up there, but I also know people get those clips, and so I think maybe I'll just get the clips and try again. It definitely made something weird happen up here. I feel like I don't usually look like this. Obviously, I won't be wearing this shirt to the interview. I'll just change into something that looks a little bit closer to professional. And then honestly, my plan is that I think I'm just gonna set my laptop on the bed. Ooh, not if it's this bright. On the bed over here and just use that blank wall and that be my interview spot because it's on Zoom. Something weird is happening and I can't, maybe this is the culprit. There's a weird curl right there. Did I do that? Okay, I'm gonna put away this laundry. I'll let you know whenever I'm like interview ready and then the feelings after, and then we'll reflect on it after I do it. Hopefully it's good reflection, but also if it's bad, then that just means I'll get better for next time. I just realized I definitely lied because I did interview in September for my SAT ACT job. I was over here acting like it's been a year since I've done any kind of interview. No, I've definitely done that. I'm trying to find a good place. Like I'm totally just sitting on my floor for this interview, but I'm trying to make it be just blank behind me and not obvious that I'm sitting on the floor. I think this works because I'm covering up an outlet right here, which if they saw that, then it would make it relatively obvious that I'm sitting on the floor. The hair is just gonna have to do its thing. I feel like you can't see it as much on this camera, but when I'm looking, I just have like photo booth pulled up so I can see like what the camera looks like over here. When I'm looking over here, it's just like hair's flying all over the place. They're not gonna care. Like they're probably not even gonna notice, but I'm gonna notice and it's gonna distract me. My shirt is the only thing professional about me, and then I'm wearing a blazer, still wearing leggings and fuzzy socks down the bottom half, of course. I still don't necessarily feel nervous, but it's getting up there. Like it's increased than where it was at before. Okay, I'm gonna pull up. I have like a notes in my notes app of just like answers to questions for if I need prompting. I feel like usually I just wing it, so I don't know if that's good advice or not to just wing it, but I do have like answers, some things that my goal is to emphasize because it kind of matches their agency values as well. And it's just about how I love social work because it doesn't focus on the problems that people have and then fixing those problems. Rather, it takes a strengths-based focus and works to utilize individuals' unique strengths in order to help them fit better in their environment, whatever that means for them. So that's going to be like a tenet of what I'm talking about. I have some like scenarios up for if they ask about a strength or a weakness or a mistake I've made or like conflict with a supervisor, just because those are all questions I've gotten before and I know are pretty basic questions. And then this is a question I've started to use and I don't know yet if I really like it, like if I'll just continue using it over and over again. But whenever they ask you, do you have any questions for us? One that I've been using and have found to be, I don't know, maybe just like makes a good statement about personality. I'm not sure, but I always ask like after reviewing my resume and meeting me through this interview, you, are there any hesitations you have that I can clear up before we finish here? And honestly, lots of times it catches them off guard and they're like, no, we don't have any hesitation. And I'm like, okay, glad to hear it. I feel like this isn't like 100% true, but it's like who I try to be on my YouTube channel. Goofy, silly, whatever. You cannot take me that seriously. I feel like my goal in the workplace is to be a little bit intimidating. And lots of times it's fake. Like lots of times it very much is fake it till you make it. But also I used to very much not be confrontational at all, be very people pleasing. And I've really just worked on, I don't even know like how to describe it. Just worked on being upfront, I guess. Worked on being direct and worked on being a little bit confrontational. And I like that because like we're less likely to take advantage of you if they don't feel like they can. But that's not a side of me that you see all that often. Okay, I think I need to pee one last time because, you know, whenever you get nervous, no matter how many times I go, I feel like I have to go. Oh, what I was gonna say is I have that notes app pulled up and I'm also gonna pull up my resume that I sent them so that whenever, like if they ask anything about my resume, it can just be right there and I can see what it says. That's the plan. I don't really know how soon to log on to Zoom. Ooh, I just got nervous. Real time, live time, just got nervous. Okay, glad you could watch that change happen. Now I'm nervous. Okay, 8 minutes, probably gonna log on maybe like 3 minutes early. I feel like that's good and then they can just like leave me in the waiting room until they're ready for me. I'm kind of regretting setting up an interview now. It'll be good. Oh, look at my chest. Like this isn't even, usually it's blotchy red. This looks like I got sunburned. Like this is the majority is red. Overall though, I think it went really well. I think I presented myself well and answered the questions that she had. It is 10:16 right now. I think I got off at 10:14. So it was a 14-minute long interview, which is not long at all. I'm trying to think how to word this. I do a little bit feel like if I am offered the job here, it will be more because they are in such great need than because I am a standout candidate, if that makes sense. And I don't really know what leads me to think that. Maybe it really is just the fact that like they were looking in their job listing for a lot more than I have to offer, like experience wise and being licensed and everything, which I will be license eligible when I graduate. But even she was asking like typically whenever we hire clinicians that are leading up to graduation, like they'll take the spots as like paraprofessionals for the months before and then like upon graduation be promoted to whatever clinician thing I'm applying for. I should know what job I'm applying for. Mental health clinician, maybe that's what it's called, outpatient clinician. And so she was asking like, is that something you'd be interested in? And for me, I was like, no. No, it wouldn't be, because like when am I gonna have a job in my free hours in this day? I don't know. That was something that kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't thinking they would ask that, but she didn't seem to have a problem with it whenever I said like, no, really, it'll be after graduation. So she was like, okay, maybe May. And I was like, okay, maybe June. So we'll see. She did say that they'll get back to me in 48 hours regardless of either way. So I can't tell what I'm hoping, which I guess maybe is good because then I'll either like receive the email, receive the call, and then I'll know what I'm hoping for. Like if I feel disappointed, then I'll know I was hoping for the other. But like I said, this felt like pretty low stress to me and low priority to me just because like it is March and I don't know if it would be the perfect fit of a job. I'll just have to see. I think the questions they asked me, tell me a little bit about your education and your work experience up to this point. And I had a little blurb prepared, which was great, about like my internships, my education and social work and everything. She asked me what my current coworkers and supervisors would say a strength of mine is. So we talked about that. And then she asked me like what part I would need to work on a little bit more. And so we talked about that. So really it was just like the strengths and weaknesses, which I had prepared, which was awesome. But then she also asked me 4 ways in which I would be an asset to her company, which kind of threw me because I was like, 4 ways, like, okay, 4 ways. And so like my one, I just did the strength that we'd already talked about because like we just talked about strengths and then that would make me an asset. And then I came up with 3 more, just kind of on the fly. And let's see, what else did she ask? She asked ways that I care of myself, which is cute for social workers. I feel like that's becoming like a more and more regular thing where agencies are like, we want to make sure our clinicians take care of themselves. So I wasn't really surprised that we talked about that. I'm trying to think what else there was. She did ask me if I had any questions, so I asked just like a little bit about the specifics of the agency and like how they receive their referrals, because that wasn't super clear to me on the website, and it turns out they just receive referrals from everywhere, literally everywhere. So it's a little not super clear to me after the website too. Oh, she asked if I had any experience in community-based services, and so I talked about how I've worked with community-based services, but I haven't been inside one. She asked what populations I have experience with, and so I was able to talk about like the children, the adolescents. She asked what notes I use, like what documentation I use, and through what system, and so it was like the state of Georgia, like like at my internship, it's what the state of Georgia uses, but we use SOAP notes, like that format, which is subjective objective assessment plan, if you've heard of those. If you haven't, I never really heard about them until my field field placements, and then both of my field placements I've kind of used this. But subjective is basically like the setup, like I met with the client in this room, the plan was to go over this, blah blah. Objective is what happened, so it's just like the client said this, I said this, I said this. You don't say I, you say in third person, like mental health intern or whoever you are. And then assessment is where you actually talk about like reasons behind why they say that, like how were they presenting, what kind of mood, what kind of everything. Is like the assessment, because in the objective you don't put like an opinion at all, it's just the facts of what happened. And the assessment is where you put like more of your clinical assessment, your clinical opinion, and then plan is like moving forward what we do. So I talked a little bit about that and how we do that. They use a different type of note, but she was like, people don't usually know it coming in, so no worries that you don't. Yeah, no, I have no idea what that is. I didn't say it just like that. Don't say you have no idea what that is in an interview. I think my chest is going down. I'm glad I did this interview because like I said, I don't know if it's the perfect match or not, and she'll let me know in 48 hours whether they want to move forward or not. I don't think I'd be too disappointed if they don't, but also it'd be kind of cool to explore it if they do. But I do feel good like having gotten that interview under my belt because it was pretty easy. Like she was friendly. The questions were what I was expecting them to be. They didn't like throw me for a loop really. So overall, it was good. I feel like my energy's down just because like that took a lot of energy to be sitting here like this for so many for 14 minutes, and I am sweating, so that was to be expected, but it is true now. Look, me in my sports bra and my business casual top. That's really from American Eagle from like 2014. Okay, now I have an hour and a half before class, so that's good. I'm gonna kind of cool down a little bit. Literally, like, I look sunburned. Okay, I have 45 minutes right now until class, because remember, with my new schedule, I have class at noon, so it's my CBT class. I finished all the work prepping for it, but I like don't remember it, so we'll see how class actually goes. But what I wanted to do is I got an order off ThreadUp the other day, and so little try on haul, just small one, don't worry, if you're not into this, it'll be small. I like the bodysuit here. Like this is too, I need to make it shorter. I like the bodysuit, but I don't really like the skirt. I think the skirt was fun, and that's why I got it. But it's just not like comfortable enough that I would feel comfortable going out in it, because it's like, there's no stretch at all. And so anytime I move, it just comes up, and that's it. But it is fun with like, with all this going on. So this one is just the bodysuit that I got that's new, the shorts I've had for a long time, but I got it because I like the color. I'm trying to get more basics, but like while being a little bit effortless still. I still have my bed head going on up here. I really appreciate that the camera doesn't show it quite as much as real life shows it. There's a little ThreadUp haul. I think this is all like $35 maybe, so pretty cheap. Okay, I have 29 minutes until class at the moment, so I need to eat beforehand. I still feel like class is fake on Tuesdays, like this doesn't feel real yet, but also I learned literally 3 days ago that next week is spring break for real. Like I'd kind of thought, oh, maybe we're having a spring break, and then in a calendar that I wasn't sure applied to like my school, my graduate school, it showed a spring break. And as of right now, I just learned that I'm not having classes next week. So theoretically, I could have taken off like from my internship too if I wanted to, except I didn't know we were having spring break, so I didn't like do it in advance. And I feel like it'd be a little bit trashy of me that, oh, by the way, I'm just not gonna be here next week whenever like they're planning on me being here. I will be meeting my hours though by the end of March, so I'll still stick around until May because that's like when it goes until. I'll still go until May because that's when like they're counting on me being there until, but my hours are almost met. So the bad news is that a Barnes & Noble in Atlanta is closing, but the good news means everything is 40 to 50% off. So that's our Wednesday activity today.
From a movie scene to made of people in my...
One time I watched a video and the girl was talking about watching someone else's video, and she was like, and she posted it and her bed was unmade in the background. And the chances of that being about me are slim, but not zero. Anyways, I already posted what books I got on TikTok, so if you don't follow me over there, go ahead and follow me over there. It's at .annabea, so period ANNABEA. Comment and let me know you came from the tube, because don't tell TikTok this, but you guys are the real ones. YouTube has my heart. Anyways, Barnes & Noble, 4 books, all 40% off. And a buy one fresh baked cookie, get 50% off a second one coupon. Okay, sounds good. I got Becoming, though, by Michelle Obama. I have read this book and listened to this book and loved it both times. I just didn't own a copy copy, and so now I own a copy. If you haven't read this, I just highly suggest it. Michelle Obama is queen among us peasants, and it's just really cool to hear her own story in her own words. A Man Called Ove. I've heard of it. I've had it on my to-read list for a very long time. I just haven't read it. Honestly, I haven't been reading much in general lately, which if you're newer to the channel, you might be like, what, Anna reads? Yeah, I used to a little bit. It's very off and on. It comes in phases. I read a whole bunch 2020 because what else was I doing throughout 2020, you know? And then it tamed off last spring, like spring 2021. And then summer 2021, read a whole bunch again, and then a little bit this fall, and then I haven't read in a very long time at this point, it feels like, but new books are sparking a new fire back inside me. Anyways, Man Called Ove. I've heard that people cry. Seems like it's about an old man who becomes friends with two girls, and he was a little angry guy, and then he becomes a loving guy, is my guess. It doesn't say that, but that's my guess, and my guess is that I will cry as well. Woman on Fire. Hadn't heard of this before, but it says it's Barnes & Noble's monthly pick, and then it's rated well on Goodreads. So, what's it about? Thrilling tale of secrets, love, and sacrifice that illuminates the destructive cruelty of war and greed and the triumphant power of beauty and love. Woman on Fire tells the story of a remarkable woman, an exquisite work of art that burns bright, moving through hands, hearts, and history. And then the last one is called The Three Mothers, and it's about the mothers of Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and James Baldwin. So, about their moms, about the women. So, much has been written about Bernice Baldwin's son James, about Alberta King's son Martin, and about Louise Little's son Malcolm, but virtually nothing has been said about the extraordinary women who raised them, whose lives spanned Jim Crow, the Great Migration, and the Civil Rights Movement, and the specific prejudices Black women faced during these and many more pivotal moments in American history. Bernice, Alberta, and Louise pushed their sons toward greatness with the conviction that all human beings deserve dignity and respect, teaching resistance and fundamental belief in the worth of Black people. These women, their similarities, and their differences as individuals and as mothers represent a piece of history left untold and a celebration of Black motherhood long overdue. So, I'm very excited to read this book. And this was another one that was like Barnes & Noble's monthly pick.
When I wake up in the middle of the night.
I know that it's been a second since I've for real talked about school. I did have class yesterday, and my second class went fine. Like, it was alright. We got out at 9:30, which is nice because it's supposed to get out at 9:45. 15 minutes early. She said 15 minutes of self-care, which really meant I could just get to bed 15 minutes earlier. I don't have class next week, which is why school has kind of been, not on the back burner, but it hasn't been as pressing these videos because I'd already completed my schoolwork leading up to yesterday, and then now it's 2 weeks from now until I have classes again, so I have to go work out. That being said, I do have a meeting tonight at 3:30 with a group from my seminar, so not like my class, but my seminar for field placement, because there's an assignment, a group assignment that's due today because I have a seminar tonight from 6:30 to 8:30, and it's my last one. Never will I ever have a field seminar again after this, which I feel very okay about.
Cast shadows from the moon up above, and I think that the moon and me might just fall in love. I don't know why I feel this way, but I got you on my mind, so everything's okay. Hey yo, walking in the night with the moon and the stars, they make me feel alright. Hey ho, walking in the night, 'cause I can't get to sleep when I got you on my mind.
Check out my new glasses. You like my new glasses? This is about to be so annoying of me. So annoying of me. But I just want to let you know that I got exciting news that I can't share. But I'm feeling the excitement. So let me just pass on excited vibes your way too. I'll probably talk about it later. It just can't be right now. But for that reason, I'm feeling really happy, feeling really good. Today was a good day at jail, at work. Let's see. When did I talk last? I had my last field seminar last night, right? Honestly, a lot of people are getting really sentimental, and I just really didn't feel that sentimental about it. Maybe I'm heartless, but I just am very happy to be done with my field seminar. As of right now, I only have 37 hours left that I need to get for my internship, which is crazy. I'm going to stay longer than that just because I committed to them for a longer time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to drop everything and leave. But today in jail, I saw a kid, which was nice. We had like a drill to do, which was fun. I just watched, so I really wasn't responsible for anything. We had our treatment team, so I had to do quite a few notes, had to prep for that a little bit. Tomorrow, I honestly have a really long to-do list, but it shouldn't take too long. Like, I don't think it'll be that stressful or anything. It'll just be quite a bit to knock out. Tonight, I have to get ready for my teaching that I'm doing this week because I haven't yet. This morning, I was supposed to get up at 5:30. I set my alarm for 5:30, and I went off at 5:30. I turned it off, turned back over, and went back to sleep, which is like the second time in my life I've ever done that. Like, that's very rare for me, so I did it this time, though. But I got up at 6:15, so it was still like a fine amount of time. It just, like, I did that for what? Today, while I was at jail, this channel reached 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy. Like, that is ridiculous to me. I felt on top of the world whenever I reached 100 subscribers, and I honestly still would feel on top of the world if it was 100 subscribers. Like, just the fact that any single person is benefiting in any kind of way from these videos that I just have like a good time making it makes my heart feel full. It's fun because it's like we get to make that connection even though we haven't actually met each other. You know what I mean? So the fact that like 1,000, that's a huge milestone, and I need to like take time to reflect or something because it just feels out of this world. It feels unreal to me. But I say that to say thank you for dedicating any minutes of your day to the things that I create. Like that's awesome. I don't quite have 4,000 watch hours yet, so the monetization factor that goes with the 1K isn't there yet, but it's close, and now the subscribers like have met it, so it's one more thing having been met, and like I said, it's just really cool.
I know where I'd rather be tonight. I know where I'd rather be tonight. Playing with fire with you. Playing with fire with you. I'm tired of being in love and on my own. I'm tired of being in love and all alone. So I'm playing with fire with you. I'm playing with fire with you. Is it true that one could love two? Is it true that a man could love two? 'Cause I'm not with her, I'm with you. I'm free from her when I'm with you. Guess where I'd rather be tonight? With someone who knows how to treat me right. I'm playing with fire with you. Playing with fire with you. Yes, playing with fire with you. Playing with fire with you.
I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind.
Boy, do I have some updates for you. It's Monday afternoon, so it's been a hot second since I've updated the vlog at all. And usually, so if you are subscribed, then you know that my most recent day in the life that went up is just a little bit out of schedule because usually I just do week in the lives and I upload them like when they're done. They finish on Saturday and upload on Sunday. And thankfully now I have a little bit of more wiggle room because I put in that buffer video, meaning that I can spend more time not really being stressed about editing and just like editing casually, which is great. But that is to say that it's weird that I'm here on a Monday when this one started last Tuesday. I just got home from jail, so like I said, Monday afternoon. But I had a big weekend, and so that's kind of why I didn't vlog at all. But Zach's parents came into town, and so we went out to dinner, I think every single night. I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every single night, I believe. And it was really good every single night as well. We went to a restaurant called Wisteria, which I got pork loin. That was really good. It was like a molasses rub pork loin. Loved that. We went to Barcelona Wine Bar. Again, we went there last time they came, and it's like tapas. We got sangria, so just the whole Spanish experience, and also a really good restaurant. Glad we went. And then yesterday we went to Blue Moon Pizza in Buckhead because they had gluten-free pizza for Zach, and also the pizza was really good. So good things all around. We went to Georgia Aquarium yesterday, which I inserted the footage of, so maybe it felt a little bit out of nowhere, but honestly I didn't know until the day before that we were even going to go to the Georgia Aquarium. Despite living in Atlanta for coming on a year, like we're getting close to a year, I haven't done a lot of the just like Atlanta things because I've been busy, and so that was cool to do one of the Atlanta things and to see the different types of fish and stuff that they have there. I also taught this weekend, so I taught my ACT classes. I only have one class that's like running right now, like one course, I guess. And so had it Saturday and Sunday, and then had office hours after both times. And so really it was 1 to 5 of teaching, and then some like admin time on either side of it. But honestly, this class is starting to wrap up, which feels kind of crazy. I feel as though time fast forwarded. Like in my head, I think I'm still late February, and here we are no longer late February. So that's a little, it's just crazy to me, because today's the 14th of March. So we're halfway through March, definitely, for sure. I think I got an Amazon package. I'm pretty sure it delivered today. So I'll show you that. Got a couple packages actually that are gonna be a little bit fun to show. I don't know if it's obvious, but I have like a cold or allergies or something. Like I'm feeling under the weather. Also, daylight savings time was this weekend, so I got an hour less of sleep, but then I'm super like, sorry, I'm super stuffy, and I think I either get a yearly spring cold, like it's like winter's last hurrah and I get a spring cold, or I think I might get allergies, which I never, like as a child growing up in high school, never got allergies, never was affected by it. But I think moving to the South, the springs that I've spent in the South, I get a cold like this just like once a year, and so it might be allergies. I really have no idea, but I really do feel, I felt like a sneeze was coming and it apparently was not. I really do feel under the weather. I feel gross. Today at my internship was okay, like just kind of a normal average day. I feel like I had a lot of work to do, and I feel like it was a lot of like typing and prep work, because I'm not going to be there on Thursday. That'll be in next week in my life, or next vlog. Actually, if I follow the posting schedule I have planned, it'll be 2 vlogs from now. Anyways, I'm not going to be there on Thursday, and so that required some like preparation so I could get my kids like ready, that I had to present in treatment team on Thursday so I could have my supervisor present them for me. And then I also had to get documentation together because 2 of my kids are having screenings coming up, which is like when a committee reviews them and sees like where they need to go, essentially. And they're both on days that I'm not there, so again I had to get the documentation already, get the packets already, so that whenever I'm not there, the person who's going for me can have all of that together and ready. I did isolation rounds today, which is just the boys who are on isolation. They get checked on once every 4 hours, and so I do an AM and a PM when I'm there, just on Mondays. That's when they're assigned to me. Someone asked recently, and I actually forgot to answer this comment, so I'll go answer this comment, but someone asked recently on one of the vlogs if I have supervision whenever I go do rounds, and I'm thinking what the question was asking like, are there other people there with me? Because supervision also is something different in social work that I'll get to. But if I have supervision when I go and do the rounds, there's always people around, and there's always officers around, because like the youth can't be around without an officer. And so there's not necessarily someone that just like walks with me, like my route to find my kids with me, but like if the kids are in education or something, there's always an officer out there. If they're having like rec time, there's always an officer out there. So I'm never just like true one-on-one with a youth, as in like there's not officers around. Granted, like we can step away so that like confidentiality wise, whatever conversations they have like isn't just up for everyone to hear, you know. But as far as like safety wise, I'm never like alone with a youth. There always is an officer like somewhere in the close proximity. So doing rounds and everything, like if the kids are in their rooms, there might not be an officer on the hall with me. Sometimes there is. They might not be on the hall, but they'll be close, like they'll be at the end of the hall or something like that. Oh my gosh, Zach's pulling in next to me. This is so special. He saw me. Uh-oh, has to straighten up. What I was gonna say though is that in social work, supervision also is like, I don't know, like a capital letter S supervision. And it's like where you go to like discuss your interactions with clients and like the clients that you're working with. Oh my gosh, Zach did not straighten up. That is quite crooked. He's going with it though, so I guess that works. Oh my gosh, how many times can I start this sentence? In social work, supervision is a little bit different. It's where you like have a supervisor and you go and like talk to them about your client interactions so that you can get better, and then if you have anything you want to discuss, like what best practice is. Come over here. You wanna come join the vlog?
I'm good. My feet really hurt.
Oh, okay. I'll see you upstairs then.
See ya.
Oh, now someone else is pulling in next to me. That's a little embarrassing. So as far as that kind of supervision goes, my supervisor doesn't come with me on rounds, but if I ever have questions about like what to do with the youth or like what to do based on what they say, then she's always there to answer my questions. I'm gonna go inside before I get too embarrassed. But I'll talk to you later for sure. Now, mail unboxing. This letter 100% came totally open. Like I haven't opened it yet, so Don't know why that is. I've really been hopeful for new pictures of the kids I sponsor. This is who that letter's from. But, oh, okay, no. This is cute. No, this is cute. This is, oh, golly. They drew me a picture. Okay, yeah, no, that's, oh, I'm gonna cry a little bit. Okay, so this is, it's like really faded on the paper too, because I think they copied it over. But that's the picture. It says, hello, dear friend Anna. I would like to thank you for the gift you sent me. I was able to buy clothes and it was a great blessing. I also want to tell you that my family is in good health. Thanks to God, we did not get the COVID. I wanted to tell you that during my break, I helped my mother by cleaning our bedrooms, doing chores, and washing clothes. I wanted to tell you that I'm going to church with my mothers and sisters. I'm gonna cry. I'm learning many Bible verses and I want to bless your life with a verse found in Proverbs 10:31. I really like this verse. Oh, he didn't write it. We have to go find that. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, these tears are from that sneeze, not from this. Nah. So, Proverbs 10:31 in the New Living Translation. The mouth of the godly person gives wise advice, but the tongue that deceives will be cut off. So, that's the verse that he found. He really likes this verse. I'm so happy that my classes will start and I'll be able to see my friends and play with them. Goodbye, I send you a big hug from afar. Love, Javier. I ask you to pray for my studies so I can learn even more from my teachers and friends. What a stand-up young man. I think he actually wrote this one too. Sometimes the letters that I get is written like by a tutor on their behalf. Okay, so someone remind me to respond and send that back. I still am hoping for new pictures. It's been since November 2020 since I've gotten new pictures. And they're both kids, so like they grow up. Javier is 9, and then Rosalia, his little sister, is 7, I believe. And I started sponsoring them when they were 5 and 7. They're on my fridge, so I don't know. It's like a little Easter egg to go look for in the vlogs. Oh wait, online it said I was supposed to get a new letter from Rosalia too, but it didn't come in that envelope, so I wonder if it's either coming or if someone took my letter since that envelope came open. The mail I was expecting, super exciting, get super excited. Toothbrush heads, because I ran out and it's time to replace the one that's on my toothbrush right now. I got these hair clips. So remember, full circle, full narrative of the video. Whenever in the beginning I had tried to use that roller and it was falling forward. Now I have a clip to hold it in place. I actually have a lot of clips to hold it in place. This apparently deserved its whole own box, but I also got hairspray just because I feel like that's a good thing to have, and I didn't have any. I should have started with the most exciting one, but I did not. I feel like I need to grab my phone, do like a second view of this one. But I got this package from Daysmith Coffee. As you can see, it was gifted, so I'm really excited to try it because look, it's coffee and then there's 3 different varieties. They have the focus one, immunity one, and multivitamin one. Plant-based, vitamin infused. Those are the different cans that are going to be inside here. Power your wellness with 21st century coffees. So I don't think I'll necessarily try them in this video just because it's Monday night and I love myself and would like to sleep tonight, but in future videos I will be trying those. But just want to do a little unboxing. I'm making TikToks about them too. That's what I'm actually doing for the brand, but little cameo, a little free cameo on YouTube too. I think I'm gonna take some medicine to become less stuffy. Oh, and my camera just told me it's starting to die, so talk to you later.